dear, we may have a problem.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host, Jan. Romelu Lukaku, what's going on? Nizar Kinsella of the Evening Standard wrote, what's going to happen with him, or speculate on what can happen with Chelsea's options. It's not calmed down in the world of Chelsea transfers. Things are still popping off. Ben Jacobs also elaborates on the situation. We're going to react to it here, so strap yourselves in. Thanks for joining me. Road to 200,000 subscribers. Be a part of that, mate. Click subscribe and hit the bell, and why not drop a like? I suppose we better get into it. Quick shout out, of course, I'm doing daily content on Football Yannick at the moment. I did a video actually on Chelsea today, but it's more of a less blue tinted glasses video. Have Chelsea broken the transfer market? But I will generally, 98% of the content on there won't be Chelsea related. But maybe it's nice to do a Chelsea video on there just to waft you over in that direction. Go check it out. So, Nizar Kinsella of the Evening Standards writes, Romelu Lukaku could end up stranded at Chelsea this summer. Oh God. As his options grow more increasingly slim. The 30-year-old remains exiled in Chelsea's under-21 squad alongside Callum Hudson-Odoi and Malang Sarr, and has not even spoken to head coach Mauricio Pochettino. Pour one out for Malang Sarr's Chelsea career. I feel kind of bad for him because he did play for Chelsea. He went on a loan. He went on 2 loans, didn't he? He's a good player. I mean, Callum Hudson-Odoi is a good player as well. I think he and the club have just both said, yeah, let's do something else now. I want to do something else in my career. Yeah, we're not going to utilise you. Understandably, you move them to another group. But I feel a little bit sorry for Malang Sarr in that scenario. Interestingly, Pochettino was initially open to working with Lukaku. So coming into Chelsea, new manager, likes to work with, let's put this in very inverted commas, elite strikers. So certainly strikers that have scored a lot of Premier League goals. Despite the interview, despite his recent behaviours, despite his recent form, despite his fitness, some pundits have been like, yeah, well, just give Lukaku a crack if you can't sell him. You got him, and, you need goals. But the truth is, even if Pochettino is open to working with him, he doesn't seem like the profile we need of striker, does he? Yes, but the Belgium has little interest in rebuilding his career in West London. So yeah, this obviously leans on Lukaku entirely, just like, no, there's no way I'm staying here at Chelsea. And to be honest, many Chelsea fans will probably feel the same about him. Chelsea will accept only a permanent transfer, with all loan interest having been refused outright. Now, I like that because this is kicking the can down the road, the big Lukaku can. And I do not want to do that. I want to sort this out once and for all, wash our hands of it, shake it off, alleviate ourselves from the weight that is Romelu Lukaku at Chelsea, right? We all want that, yeah? Lukaku was signed by the previous owners from Inter for £100 million. Well, it was £97.5 million, and remains the club's highest earner at £325,000 a week. Ooh la la. Juventus are willing to pay Chelsea £35 million. Which Chelsea would accept, but their bid is conditional on banking £50 million for Dusan Vlahovic. So we've basically lowered our price loads and loads and loads. I think we wanted like 45 million, then 40 million. It looked like Inter would have paid 40 million, I guess. Saudi would have paid 40 million, and Juve would have paid 40 million if it was represented as a part exchange from Dusan Vlahovic, of which Chelsea are not interested. And so in the meantime, they're like, right, we'll give you 35 million quid cash, but we need to sell Dusan first. That's Juventus's current position. Chelsea have refused the chance to take Vlahovic in a part exchange to facilitate the move due to his high wages and injury problems. Like I just said, Chelsea aren't interested in Vlahovic. And also, it's not just high wages and injury problems. He's just not an exciting... I mean, look, he did really well at Fiorentina. We spoke about it on the channel. He's just not... It just doesn't get me going. And I don't think... Because he's another, 23-year-old striker, like Bruyere, like Jackson. And all of them are, potential, don't really score goals at the moment. you don't want to. I don't know, man. To be honest, I'd be all right with just the season with Jackson and Bria, and then Nkunku coming back and being an option up front. You know, get another attacking midfielder in behind. That's fine, especially considering we're not in Europe. Why do you need like 47 strikers when you're playing one game a week? And you play a one-striker system. Is the big salient point here. Yes, it has left them reliant on a European club making a late move for Vlahovic to free up funds for Lukaku. So Juve, that's the position they're in, right? The Blues have also seen Al Hilal withdraw from the race after signing Alexander Mitrovic for 46 million quid. So that 46 million quid, that would have been for Lukaku, and we would have been like, thank you very much, we will take that, goodbye. And they would have obviously taken... There would be no subsidising wages. They would have taken the problem away and given us 46 million quid. That would have been ideal. It raises concerns that a potential Saudi route is now off the table. Yeah, because that was who's left. Because there's only there's a big 4 teams in Saudi that have been juiced by their PIF. And I guess none of them are in a position to buy Lukaku now. Now Mitro's gone to Al Hilal. Inter's advanced talks with Lukaku collapsed in July after learning of Juventus's simultaneous negotiations. They felt betrayed by the striker who spent last season on loan at Inter and supposedly gave his word he would never try and join another permanent transfer. That he would try and basically join Inter on a permanent. He said to Inter, he probably did the same thing as he did in the Sky Italia interview when he was playing for Chelsea. Yeah, only you, Inter. There's only you. And he said before he'd never join Juventus. Juventus fans have recently, hurled racism against him. But he's completely blanked his lover in Inter after making promises to them and just not picked up his phone. And now he wants to go to Juve, and now Juve potentially might not even be able to buy him. Tottenham, meanwhile, have been linked with signing Lukaku, but have denied any interest. Yeah, I mean, in theory, like if had Conte still been there, maybe, but yeah, I don't think Postecoglou wants Lukaku. Chelsea may soon face the prospect of reducing their 35 million asking price or be forced to accept loan offers just to get rid of Lukaku. They also face the issue of running out of loan spots with the new rules limiting clubs to 5 overseas loans. I didn't even know that, and they just have 2 remaining. So I guess we've done Santos. Someone else. Is Les Ugachukwu going? Chelsea plan to fill one of those 2 spots remaining after signing David Washington from Santos for 17 million quid. Of course, the 18-year-old striker is expected to join Strasbourg on loan and join his fellow teammate Angelo Gabriel, fellow teenage Brazilian, part of the Chelsea long-term plan, Project 2030, both being loaned to Strasbourg together. Exciting, really. Of course, Hudson-Odoi has also seen Fulham walk away from talks with Chelsea after believing his asking prices too high. I believe Nottingham Forest and Everton remain in the race for Hudson-Odoi. French defender Sarr is struggling to attract offers due to his £100,000 a week high wages. Is Malang Sarr backfiring? Because for me, it seemed like a no-brainer for player and for club. He knew he was coming to Chelsea just to train at times with a great coaches, great team, get paid high wages, 100k a week, and either play for Chelsea or get a good move somewhere, a loan to a Champions League club and a transfer to a Champions League club. The teams were after Malang Sarr. He was a free agent. He refused to extend at Nice, so he was a young, good player that was available in Chelsea. It was always going to be just a profit exercise, but maybe it's proving to have become into a rare instance where it's backfired. Anyway, Ben Jacobs of CBS tweets a little bit of information on Lukaku as well. Chelsea will encourage Lukaku to take a Saudi offer if a deal with Juventus or another European club can't be struck before the window shuts. Of course, the Saudi top flight window remains open till September the 7th, so it's an extra week. So if he's still kicking his heels at Cobham in the bomb squad with the under-21s, and the transfer window shuts, if there is a bag to be taken in Saudi, you got to take it, man. You don't, or you're going to be playing with the under-21s at Chelsea for another season. Al Hilal have signed Mitrovic, of course. The deal makers are still prepared to switch the club, which is often a fluid and allocated late in the process. There's been previous interest from Al Shabab and Al Ettifaq prior to Al Hilal's offer. So there are other Saudi offers. And in that final week after our transfer window shuts, you can still sell. You can't buy, obviously, but you could sell to Saudi, theoretically. Of course, we've spoken about Dujan Vlahovic. Chelsea do not want that swap deal, and we are looking for straight money for Lukaku. There's been no significant engagement all summer between Pochettino and Lukaku. Chelsea do want to sell, but understood Lukaku has shown no appetite to change their mind. His firm position, when he was still at Inter, Chelsea was not an option, and that has not changed despite him being in limbo. Oh man, when this is done, when Lukaku is off the books, we are going to have a party. And it's such a shame. I'm not going to go back to... I did a video on Lukaku a few days ago. If you want my opinion on how gassed I was when we signed him, go watch that. But now it's just trying to get it done, trying to get it sorted. The biggest earner off the books, which is massive. The biggest, like, mentality problem player off the books or out of the club, good. The number 9 shirt free for whatever that's worth. Although it's sort of free now, isn't it? Just Jackson decided to take 15 because he's not been registered, Lukaku, I don't believe. Where's he going to go, bro? Like, we spoke about Roma in that other video. Like, it does seem like an option, and because Roma have been recently quite tasty of late recent seasons, getting big names. Of course, you think of like Mourinho and Paulo Dybala, like quite Galactico exciting stuff in that sense. Winning the first Conference League, getting to the final of the Europa League, and losing in Anthony Taylor circumstances. But, the feel-good factor is there. Mourinho remains. Paulo Dybala signed a new contract. They've still got Tammy Abraham. They've still got Belotti, I believe. So they've got a lot of strikers. You can kind of play Dybala as a striker as well, but Lukaku would be exciting. Of course, the Juve fans have given Lukaku grief. They don't want him. The Inter fans hate Lukaku. If he wants to stay in Italy, he wants to stay in Serie A. I think Roma would be a good move for him because the fans would probably not care about all the adversity that's followed Lukaku before, and they'd probably welcome him and give him a king's welcome, which would stroke his fragile little ego and make him feel better about things. The only thing is, of course, do Roma have money for a transfer? Roma certainly don't have Romelu Lukaku wage budget. So, yeah. And then what do we do afterwards? Do we sign a striker? Pochettino's been echoing his sentiments about Armando Broja of late, how I think Chelsea do really rate Broja highly. He can also play in a 2-striker system, so it'll be interesting. I think it would be interesting to see if he can strike a relationship with Nico Jackson, something like a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-2 diamond, maybe, because the fullbacks are so advanced in Pochettino's system. You could have a 4-4-2 diamond and have friggin'. Well, when Kunku comes back, have him at the tip of the diamond, or you can have, or when Chukwuemeka comes back, tip of the diamond, and then you could have, to be honest, stay with me here. You could play like Sterling, who's been playing well, at the tip of the diamond, and then on the left behind him you have Enzo, and on the right behind him you have Lavia, and then in the base of midfield as a lone 6 you have Moises Caicedo. Ooh, I just made a really good lineup. Have I? Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. I'll put it out to you guys. Be very keen to read your comments, so I always am. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I am on social media at FootballYannick, TikTok and Instagram. Although on TikTok it's at football.yannick. Little full stop in there. And I'm uploading short form content now, so you might enjoy it. Thanks for the support, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys back here on the next video. Peace.